Welcome, welcome, welcome. And welcome. Everybody, thank you for coming tonight. Today it is January 25th, 2022. I want to say a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you for coming here tonight. I want to give me a quick shout out if you can hear me, folks. I'm going to type the name of that song because a lot of people ask, what is that song? That's the Church of Eight Wheels. All right, Church of Eight Wheels. I'm going to highlight that comment, folks. Let me know. Make sure you can hear me okay out there. All right, what's up? Good to see you, folks. It's a lot going on. So, I do YouTube here and there, but you know me, I am mainly active on Twitter. But I try to pop in these quick market updates, really just to, connect with you and so you can kind of hear my thoughts and I can hear your thoughts. I'm going to miss the chat room messages. There's so many of them. So, for the people who are joining and watching, thank you for that. Please hit like it. Please hit subscribe. I'm probably going to miss your messages to me. So, I'll try to review them throughout the course of the show. But let's just get right into it. I've taken up enough time already. Of course, I'm on Twitter at Big Chad's academic observations about the price, trading psychology. You can find me. I'm on YouTube. All right, and obviously that was a pretty dumb thing to say. Of course, I'm on YouTube. Where you want to go if you're brand new to trading and you don't know where to start, you want to go to the playlist tutorials. In here, I teach you my method. I teach you the indicators I use, how to set up the chart, a lot of the basic terminology. Let's remove that comment. A lot of the basic terminology, support, resistance, throwback, pullback, basics of volume, stuff you really need to know to get started. I am the author, of course, of the book Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. I'm doing that book for free. I'm doing a free version, and I just put out the lesson 11 yesterday. Go to that playlist, Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. I put out lesson 11, be ready to buy the fear, and a pretty interesting timing. I don't know if the bottom, is going to stick here. We're going to address that, but that would be pretty cool if that was the bottom when I put out that video. So check out the free version of the book. I also do interviews. I have long form interviews and a bunch of these, live, quick streams under emergency live streams. The book, of course, I mentioned it's on Amazon, 4 formats. Audiobook came out. Just my first book, my cancer memoir, I want to send it to you for free. If you know someone who's dealing with cancer, find a way to get me your email, reach out to me on Twitter. I just want to send you that book. So let me know about that. And of course, if you're interested in technical analysis, I would really strongly urge you to take a look at Bitcoin.live, where I'm a founding analyst. I've been doing that for over 3 years, twice a week, full market, long market updates. I respond to all the members and I enjoy kind of seeing them grow as traders. What's going on with Bitcoin, right? So I'm going to leave the chart here for a minute. I'll let you digest that. I'm going to take a look at the chat room real quick. Germany is greeting to the good night. Good to see you. Guten Tag, I believe, is how you say hello. Let's see. Portugal. I would say, what is that? Bona noche, right? Bona noche for good evening in Portuguese. Are we going to the moon? Man, I love that, Pierre. Pierre, and bonjour to Pierre. I would love to go to the moon. You sound good. Glad to hear that. I love to see the energy in the chat room today. I love the energy. I love to see all that. That's why I do. YouTube's awesome. It's really it's personal. You can hear my voice. You can see my body language. Of course, I'm covered. Privacy is important to me, but I really enjoy kind of reaching out to you and doing this kind of live thing. So yeah, do Nigerian. Good luck. I have no idea how to do that one, Kitchi. I don't know how to do Nigerian. I would guess, but I would probably offend someone. I would probably do it the wrong way. So, and hi from Turkey. I don't know how to say hi in Turkey in Turkish. So anyway, folks, that's a lot of that. What's going on with Bitcoin, right? So where are we? Here's the premise, right? The top was pretty easy to spot. If you've watched my videos, you follow me on Twitter. I mean, for me, the top was easy to spot. A lot of people got it wrong because they were thinking 100K this year, and I caught a lot of flack for going against the grain. But the 100K, the top is easy to spot. We talked about it, right? This is back in October. This is right here. This is back in October, and we talked about we're rising because of the ETF. And I expected us to rise and then get rejected and drop back to 42K. And that's exactly what we did right in October. And what I explained was, as with every market topping cycle, Bitcoin first, then Ethereum, and then Litecoin, and then alt. But that's like the topping of, Bitcoin at that point. And then the day, the top here really was, November 10th, 9th, and 10th. So here we go, November 10th. For those who are new here, Litecoin marks the local top for Bitcoin. I mean, that was it. So we kind of saw it coming ahead of time. We called it out. We played it like, and then technically you don't even need that foresight or the knowledge to give you that kind of be able to read the market. You just pay attention to the up thrust, right? The break of that high. We failed to hold it, the outside bar. And then really you lost that major support 60K, right? So that was the crux of the topping. And once you lost 60K, you switched from here on out. I mean, from, November 17th on out, you're in defense mode. And what you're thinking now is every bounce is a counter trend rally. You're going to fade every bounce. So when the rest of crypto Twitter is getting bullish at resistance, you're cautious. We're really cautious here on that EMA 34 bounce. It's a counter trend rally. We knew that, right? Especially here, right? We knew this was a counter trend rally because we just had that failed inverted head and shoulders that we discussed. And we really got cautious here. We really got cautious here when we lost 55K and we protected our lungs. So this is the climate, right? That's how we set the table. We saw the top coming. We saw the technical breakdown, and we've been in capital preservation mode, now for weeks. And that kind of sets the table. And then we have this 40K break, right? Need to flip level. 40K was the level that I was hoping it would hold. That was the level. Sorry about that. Yeah, there we go. I'm still working with this, folks. I got to fix that. So 40K was the level that, for me, would have been the ideal level to hold for that next leg up, because it's a pretty good distance down from that top at 68K. It was the key, horizontal level, the high of January, low of February, the top of the rectangle. So 40K is just the biggest level. So losing that is incredibly damaging for bulls, because losing 40 puts 30K in play. And you lose 30K, you're putting 20K in play. It's really that simple, because you can think about these price zones. And within each of those zones, you have kind of an upper and lower boundary. So 40K is, losing that was pretty ridiculous, was pretty tough. That being said, the speed, the pace at which we broke it, I started to anticipate, okay, a relief rally's coming. You may call it a dead cat. There's different terminology, a dead cat, right? And when does a dead cat, become alive again? When can it recapture the momentum? But everyone's thinking dead cat. And I tried here on the 21st and I failed. And then I tried here on the 22nd. I got some positions, some long positions. I did a bunch of trading. I tweeted a lot of that. And it was incredibly aggressive and dangerous time to trade because of the massive amount of bear pressure, but it was so oversold so fast that you expect a counter trend movement. I played the strongest alts. I've talked about that on Twitter a lot, kind of riding the best market participants. But we broke 40K, and even knowing you break 40K, after that, you're thinking quick flush and bounce. And we kind of have had that. And, it's pretty clear we've started the relief rally. So the question is, can the relief rally, could that indicate the resumption of the longer bull trend? Can that, really get us back and get us back to 100K or 70K? There's hurdles that will have to be overcome to get that done. And it's important to identify those on the chart, right? Let's see here. Checking everybody in the chat. Hello, Chad. Good to see you. This is great. First time here. Thanks, Sid. Appreciate that. And hello to everybody else. You are valued. You're valued. I really value you too. I mean, when I was getting started, people helped me out, so I have never forgotten that. So the relief rally, and what do we see here? Let's talk about the signals we're seeing here. We see the outside bar. All right, this candle here on January 24th, the entire range of the candle eclipses the prior range, and so that's a signal from classical charting, right? Or as I maybe crudely refer to as Western technical analysis. It suggests kind of a blunting or a reduction of that prior bear force. You have bear force. The bear force is evident, and it's been evident that bears have had control since that 60K break. I explained that earlier. I kind of provided the evidence for that. So bears are in control. So when you get an outside bar, it suggests, okay, maybe the bear that bear's force is slowing down, because you've got here, you think about it like a visually, you've got the bearish force and then a big, oh, what is it? Rock, paper, scissors. You get the paper eclipsing the rock. It's bigger than it. And it kind of swallows up that momentum. And that's what that outside bar kind of is and does. Then you have that context. The context is it's a pausing. You could argue a reversal candle, but it's more of a precursor to a reversal candle or a setup to a reversal candle. It's the context is at that lower Bollinger. That's where you want it, right? That's where you want your hammer candle, your dragonfly doji, your morning star, your island bottom, right? Your piercing pattern, all these things, all these potential reversal candlesticks signals, 1, 2, 3 candlestick signals. You want it at the lower Bollinger because you need a trend to reverse. It's that same concept you see like with classical charting where a moving average needs a trend to reverse, right? A moving average cross in a sideways market, that's not a signal, right? So you want that signal, the outside bar at the lower Bollinger, check, right? And with that, we get the spring, all right? The spring is a pretty simple concept. It's how I structure probably 80% of my trades. A lot, 2/3 of my trades at least. A lot of them also are throwbacks or simple bullish retests. I keep it nice and easy because trading's hard. So I use very simple techniques that allow me to screw up a little bit and still kind of stay in the game, right? So a spring is a really simple concept. It's where you have a support level, and you have that support level is being tested and tested, and it breaks, and you start to panic. But then all of a sudden, you come back up and you resume, you get back into the trend, into the channel. That's a trap. It's a bear trap. It's a false move, right? So false moves are powerful. That's a good sign. We got the spring here. So we have the outside bar with the spring at the lower Bollinger. Check, check, check. First target on the relief rally, as always, EMA8, the exponential moving average, the more sensitive to short-term price movement, right? An exponential, versus a simple moving average, right? And that's our target. That's the initial target. We want to keep in mind the horizontals, the really critical horizontals. Diagonal trading is difficult. Most of the time it's wrong. Horizontal levels are clear. They're easy to identify. It's easy to structure your trade. For example, you could say I'm bullish above 40K. I'm bearish below. Very simple kind of, pivot strategies like that. It makes it easier to trade. So the horizontal is right here, this broken support right at 40K, right? And it's a zone. It's certainly a zone. It's not 40K, period, right? It's 40K plus or minus some amount, and that's your filter. And that's how you're going to decide based on your aggressiveness threshold, maybe, $500 in each direction. So it's really 39.5 to 45 if you're using that level to structure your trade one way or another. So first target, EMA8, second target, 40K. You flip 40K, you can turn that into a support level to use either on a throwback, which would be a bullish retest, come up here, maybe reject and come back, or use it to structure a short. If the price bounces and initially rejects here, you definitely want a short. So it's a pretty big level. We'll see if we can get there. I think that's a logical target for the relief rally. Some alts with relative strength I've been watching. Near has been incredibly strong. I think it should be on your radar. This is probably not the best choice of exchange. There's ones with more price history, but you have an uptrend, and it's really building nicely some support, and you've got a relative strength in the last few days. What that means is it's not relative strength like the RSI is strong. It's relative strength. It's stronger relative to the other market participants. And the whole strategy you want to have is to play the strongest charts. PYR is an interesting chart, not necessarily relative strength, but the illustration of kind of clear horizontal trading. You see that support level, the resistance level turned into support, now turned into failed support. We're at like a very logical rejection or shorting level, which is why if the price can recapture that level, it's a powerful signal to go long. So that kind of speaks to the concept of being flexible and being prepared to play a chart both ways, right? If your bias is such that it's support, 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 break, so it's probably resistance when it comes up. Like I said, if it can capture it, you got to go long, but you should be also ready to play it the other way if it rejects. So you want to be structuring your trades based on clear chart levels. ATOM has head relative strength. Pay attention to this one. Nice bounce off that MA200 area. Really just consolidating up here at the top of the channel. And you could just note all this consolidation is above that cluster, right? So you can just see that looks like a continuing to build kind of a nice base of support. FTM is also strong. That has relative strength, rising MA200. The price hasn't even touched it, since August. That's kind of a little taste of what's going on. Let's check out the market. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Tommy Land. I appreciate that. Let's see. How low do you think we can go on Bitcoin? Thank you. Review what I said earlier. I mean, how low can we go? I take it kind of step by step. So for me, we're in a kind of 40K to 30K channel. And if we break 30K, I'll have another answer. Right now, 30K is in play. We already tested the bottom of the channel. I mean, we dropped to 32.9. We broke 40K. My analysis and my gut was that if we break 40K, we're going to see 30K. And we didn't exactly go to 30K, but we dropped to 32.9, and that, arguably could be enough in that it tested the, bottom of the channel, so to speak, because we have a relief rally, which has the ability to break those momentum levels that were lost. It can recapture them. And then once you start to recapture those levels, it changes the price structure, and that will change the calculus and the probabilities going forward. All right. Do I think Luna looks good? Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I have longs on Luna. Luna looks good. I want a little more juice from it, but overall it's still pretty good. I mean, that's a beautiful chart. It should be on any watch list of anybody who likes to play strong charts. I mean, it's in the top 10 of the best charts, maybe the top 5. It's a great chart. There's no doubt about it. And I would definitely be I'd be uber long bias above this level here. Right there. It's kind of uber long bias of that level for sure. That's my approach, right? Stanley, thank you. Appreciate that. I have so many years of bad trades that I had to protect myself. I had to learn to stop, goofing up and making all those mistakes. So it's not that, I don't have no emotions. I'm aware of my emotions and I use them to guide me. Okay. Andre, appreciate that. I mean, targets, I don't really like to do targets. Obviously, a target from here would be the recent high right at 100, right? With that 50 level of support. Plenty of targets here on these lower highs, either the lower high of December. I'm not even showing you the chart. So Luna, right? This is a level on Luna that I really want to see hold 55, 53. Andre had asked me for targets. Obviously, if you can bounce here, you've got lower highs to deal with. That high, this lower high, right? That lower high. So yep, fix that. Thank you. Do I believe in Elliott waves? I've studied them a little bit for CMT level 1, but it kind of goes against my style because I don't believe in predicting. I have, obviously I published the book. I have in the book I talk about the idea, or that I speak to the idea that when you're focusing on predictions, it takes away your attention from the moment and what's going on right now with the price action, the clues that it's giving you. There's always clues of weakening strength, and there's clues of a weakening trend and strengthening trend, right? So let's just do this. I had a great time tonight. I'm going to remind you, folks, of a few things before we go. First of all, start out with the tutorials on my YouTube channel, the playlist. They're really going to help you get started with the basics of learning how to trade. And then when you're serious, you really want to learn how to trade, join Bitcoin.live. Best in class educational platform for crypto. Twice a week, I do long form market updates. I have not missed an update in years. I don't know if I'm on vacation, doesn't matter. These are my people. Check it out. Check out Bitcoin.live. The book is on Amazon, Trading Wisdom, 50 lessons every trader should know. If you know anyone dealing with cancer, I want to send you my memoir that I wrote for free. I'm not trying to sell it. I'll just email you a copy of the book. If you think it would help, someone dealing with cancer. Of course, I am on Twitter at Big Cheds. You know that by now, hopefully. So thank you so much. I don't always do these updates, but I try to give it my all. I try to give it my best when I do an update. So thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. We'll talk again soon. Let's get the party going here.